every night. Millions of older adults in Canada take magnesium, believing it will keep their heart strong, their sleep deeper, and their minds at peace. You open the bottle, see the bold number 400 mg or 500 mg printed on the label, and feel reassured thinking you've made the right choice for your health. But what if I told you that number might just be a cleverly printed lie designed to trick your eyes? Laboratory tests have revealed a shocking truth. Some bottles claim 500 milligrams, but in reality, the body absorbs less than 70 millimoles. That means for months, even years, you may have been spending money on expensive chalk pills that bring little to no improvement. This is why so many seniors still struggle with poor sleep, recurring cramps, and constant worry about their blood pressure or heart rhythm, despite taking magnesium faithfully every day. In today's video, you'll clearly see which labels can be trusted, which ones are misleading, and how to quickly check so you don't waste money on useless supplements. I'll show you the key findings from 21 tested brands, helping you understand the difference between the big printed number and the magnesium your body can actually absorb. Let me ask you, have you ever taken magnesium for months and still found your sleep restless, or your cramps returning again and again? Share your experience in the comments so we can learn from one another. And make sure to watch until the very end, because discovery number 1 is the most shocking of all, and it could completely change the way you choose supplements from now on. Have you ever taken magnesium every single day, but noticed that things don't really change much? Maybe your sleep feels just a little less restless, or the leg cramps ease for a short while, but then they come back again. It feels like you're putting in the effort, but the results stay stuck halfway. Many people think if the label says it, then it must be right, and that should be enough. But the truth is, not always. Some products do give an amount close to what the label says, but the way they're mixed inside means your body doesn't really get the full benefit. Think of it like cooking a pot of soup. The recipe says it has meat, vegetables, and spices, but it doesn't tell you how much of each. You might end up with mostly water and just a tiny bit of meat. You eat it, but it doesn't truly fill you up. Magnesium works the same way. Some brands mix different forms together, but don't say the amounts. You assume you're getting enough, but in reality, your body only absorbs a small part. That's why you can take these pills for months, even years, and still find your sleep shallow, your heart racing, or cramps waking you at night. It's not your fault. The product is simply okay, but not strong enough to make a real difference. So how do you spot these just okay products? It's simple. If the label says complex or blend without explaining the details, be cautious. If each capsule has a very small amount, forcing you to take 3 or 4 a day to reach a real dose, that's another warning sign. And if the company only gives vague numbers without clarity, it's not the best choice. A trustworthy product will be clear and simple. For example, magnesium glycinate, 100 milligrams per capsule. The clearer the label, the safer you can feel. So, these just okay brands aren't completely useless, but they will never give you the real change you're hoping for. They keep you waiting, spending money, but never truly improving. And here's the bigger concern if the products that seem okay already leave you stuck. Then in the next part, you'll see something even more alarming when the big, bold numbers on the label turn out to be nothing more than an illusion. Have you ever picked up a supplement bottle on the shelf, saw a big, bold number, 400 milligrams, 500 milligrams, and thought, this must be strong. This must be what I need. It feels reassuring, like grabbing the biggest loaf of bread or the largest bag of coffee. Bigger must mean better, right? But what if that bold number on the front is really just like a carnival mirror trick, looking impressive from the outside, but the truth inside is much smaller? That's exactly what lab results have revealed. Some bottles that printed 500 milligrams in bold on the front actually gave the body less than 70 milligrams it could truly absorb. Imagine paying for 5 cups of tea, but when you get home, you pour and only have one. The number may still be there on the label, but your body doesn't live off the label. It lives off what's really inside. I remember a simple story from a senior center. One gentleman picked a brand that promised 400 milligrams per serving, and he was excited finally, something strong enough to help him sleep better and ease his night cramps. But 3 months later, he came back discouraged. His sleep was no better, the cramps still woke him, and he felt his money was wasted. When the product was tested, the truth came out. Most of that 400 milligrams wasn't in a form his body could actually use. This is the hidden pain so many seniors go through. You trust the number. You see it printed in bold, but behind it may be cheap forms like magnesium oxide passing right through your body with little benefit. So how do you protect yourself from this illusion? Start by reading the supplement facts on the back, not just the big number on the front. If it only says 500 milligrams magnesium without telling you the form glycinate, citrate, or malate, be careful. If the number looks too good to be true, it often is. A safe, trustworthy supplement usually looks simple and clear. Magnesium glycinate, 100 milligrams per capsule. Small but real. Honest numbers are always better than inflated illusions. Here's the lesson the front label is marketing. The truth is in the details on the back. Just like buying bread, you need to check the ingredients, not just the packaging. And I know it feels unfair. You've worked hard, saved carefully, and at this age, you shouldn't have to play detective just to buy a supplement. But even a little awareness can save you months of disappointment and hundreds of dollars lost to phantom numbers. So if you've ever wondered why magnesium seems to do nothing despite the bold claims, you're not alone. It's not your body that's failing, it's the illusion on the label. And here's the even bigger concern if bold numbers can mislead you. What happens when even the premium brands, the ones with the highest prices, turn out to be playing the same game? That's what we'll uncover in the next part. If you're still with me, let me ask for a small favor. If you find this part helpful, type the word checklist in the comments. I'll send you a simple one-page guide made for Canadian seniors that shows the exact 7 lines you need to check on any supplement label. It takes less than 60 seconds, but it can save you months of frustration and wasted money. Now, let's talk about something. Many of us fall for the premium trap. We've all heard it, you get what you pay for. And for most of our lives, that rule has been true. But when it comes to magnesium, paying more doesn't always mean you're getting more. Picture this: a granddaughter buys her grandmother a pricey supplement as a holiday gift. The bottle is sleek, the price tag reassuring. The family feels confident they've given something safe and powerful. But when tested, the truth is sobering that premium brand fell nearly 10% short of what its own label promised. And the claim of being fully chelated didn't hold up in the lab. The expensive gift turned out to be little more than a costly illusion. This is the painful reality for many seniors. The belief that expensive equals effective makes us more vulnerable, not less. It's not just the financial strain paying double or triple for something that under-delivers. It's also the emotional weight. You put your trust in that shiny bottle. You hope for better sleep and calmer nights. And when nothing changes, you blame yourself instead of the product. Here's the truth: transparency is worth far more than fancy packaging or premium pricing. If a company is proud of its quality, It will provide a certificate of analysis, clear proof that what's inside matches what's on the label. It will list batch numbers and production details you can actually verify. That's what real premium looks like. So how can you protect yourself? Next time you're offered a luxury supplement, ask for that certificate of analysis. If it's not available, think twice. Look for brands that clearly state the form glycinate, citrate, or malate and the exact amount of elemental magnesium per serving. That's where the value is, not in the price tag. Because here's the harsh truth, premium price does not guarantee premium absorption. Sometimes it only guarantees that you're paying more for disappointment. And if high price doesn't always mean high quality, what about the products that cost less, but still trick us clever marketing traps hidden in the way labels are written? That's where we're headed next. Have you noticed how most of us read labels very quickly? We glance at the big bold number on the front 500 milligrams and instantly think, that's strong, that's enough. But this habit of quick reading is exactly the doorway many companies use to mislead consumers, especially older adults. One lady at a volunteer club shared, I bought the one with the biggest number, hoping I'd finally sleep better. But after 6 months, nothing changed. Later, she discovered that the 500 milligrams on the front wasn't the amount her body could absorb. It was just the total weight of the whole compound, with only a tiny fraction that her body could actually use. This is a common marketing trick, print the big number to make buyers feel safe, while the real usable portion is far smaller. On top of that, many labels recommend 2 to 3 capsules a day, but because people assume one is enough, they only take one. The result, the body receives less than half of what's needed, and people end up disappointed, believing magnesium itself doesn't work. And that's the hidden pain month after month, even year after year. You keep taking it, keep paying, but your health doesn't improve. Your sleep is still restless. Your legs still cramp at night. Your heart still races. Many lose faith in magnesium altogether, thinking it's just another gimmick when in fact, it's the label trap that's fooling them. So how can you escape this trap? Keep a simple checklist in mind. Don't trust the big number on the front. Always flip to the back and check what form of magnesium it is. Look for how much elemental magnesium, the part your body can actually use, is in each capsule. Check the serving size. If it says 2 to 3 capsules a day and you only take one, you're definitely underdosing. Look for transparency certificates of analysis. So a clear breakdown of each ingredient. Think of it like shopping at the market. A bag of rice might say 5 kilograms, but if you weigh it and find only 3 kilos of rice and 2 kilos of packaging, you've been cheated. Reading supplement labels is the same. Don't just look at the big number. Look at the real content. If you've ever felt frustrated that months of taking magnesium did nothing, chances are you've fallen into this trap. And the scary part is, when marketing gets clever enough, the numbers can be twisted so badly it's shocking. There are products that claim 500 milliliters, but in reality, your body only gets around 50 milliliters. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next section. In the last part, you saw how big, bold numbers on a label can sometimes be nothing more than a marketing trick. But what's even more shocking is that when tested in the lab, some products didn't even reach 1/10 of what the label promised. One bottle clearly printed 500 milliliters magnesium on the front. Yet, when tested in the lab, the actual amount was only about 50 to 65 milligrams. And worse still of that, the portion your body could truly absorb was only around 39 to 40 milliliters. That means you thought you were taking 500 milliliters, but your body was only getting a tiny fraction, not even 1/10, This explains why so many people take magnesium for months, even years, but their sleep stays restless. The night cramps keep returning, and their heartbeat still feels irregular. It's not because of aging, and it's not because your body is bad at absorbing. The truth is, you are never getting the dose the label claimed. Imagine paying for a whole loaf of bread, only to open the bag and find a single thin slice. That's exactly what the 500 millimoles on the label is like. It looks plenty, but in reality, it's nowhere near enough to nourish your body. The lesson here is simple. Never trust the big number on the front. Always check the back label. Look at what form of magnesium it is, how many milligrams are actually in each capsule, and whether it's in a form your body can truly use, like glycinate or citrate. If you've been taking magnesium and felt no real difference, chances are you've fallen into this 500 milligrams turns into 50 milligrams trap. And the real question is, how do such misleading numbers still pass inspection and make it into your hands? In the next part, we'll uncover the clever tactics companies use to slip past testing, leaving consumers defeated before they even begin. If you're still watching and finding this information truly helpful, leave the number 2 in the comments. I'll send you a one-page checklist called 7 Lines to Read Before You Buy, a simple guide that takes less than a minute but can help you quickly spot which products are trustworthy and which ones are not. Now, let's uncover a clever trick that many companies use to slip past testing. It's called blending. They take a large portion of magnesium oxide or carbonate cheap forms that the body absorbs poorly, then add just a little glycinate, and proudly label the product as magnesium glycinate on paper. The total magnesium looks fine, but when you dig deeper, the amount your body can actually use is shockingly low. Think of it like making a glass of orange juice. You fill it almost entirely with plain water, then add only a few drops of real juice and still call it 100% pure orange juice. The taste might hint at orange, but your body gets almost no vitamin benefit. That's exactly how many magnesium capsules on the market are made. Independent water extraction tests have proven this. When they separated the portion of magnesium that is truly soluble and chelated, the kind your body can absorb, the numbers drop dramatically compared to the label claim. It looks fine on the surface, but inside, it's a very different story. This is why so many older adults keep taking magnesium faithfully, but see no change. Sleep is still shallow. Heart rhythms still feel irregular. Muscles still cramp at night. The pain isn't about age, it's about the fact that your body is only receiving a few drops of real magnesium hidden inside a watered-down mix. So what can you do to protect yourself? The solution is simpler than you think. When you buy, ask your pharmacist to help. Request to see clearly if the product is truly magnesium glycinate. Ask how much elemental magnesium is in each capsule. And check the serving size. How many capsules per day make up the full dose? A few quick questions can prevent months of disappointment. It's also worth remembering that each form has its place. Glycinate is usually best for sleep and calming anxiety. Citrate works well for digestion and relieving constipation. Malate can help with energy and easing muscle aches. And if you have kidney issues, irregular heart rhythms, or are on multiple medications, always check with your doctor before using magnesium. It may feel inconvenient to pause and ask these questions, but trust me, it can save you hundreds of dollars and months of frustration. And here's the most unsettling part: when this blending trick has already managed to slip past testing, many products end up creating a false sense of safety. You think you're taking the right form, but in reality, you're being misled from the very start. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next section. Here is where everything comes together. After seeing all the traps labels that exaggerate, premium brands that disappoint, blends that trick you, the most dangerous thing is not the missing milligrams. It's the illusion of safety, the belief that because you've been taking something every day, you must be protected. But what if that daily habit is built on the wrong foundation from the very beginning? This is the harsh truth, uncovered in lab after lab. Many people are swallowing magnesium for months, even years, convinced they are doing the right thing. Yet their sleep never fully recovers. Cramps still return at night, and their heart remains unsettled. They think it's just aging, or blame themselves for not being consistent enough. But the real issue is that the supplement itself never matched what the body truly needed. That's why the solution is not about chasing the biggest number on the label, or the highest price tag, or the trendiest brand. The real solution is a skill, a new habit, learning how to read the label with a sharp eye. Once you know what elemental magnesium means, once you can tell the difference between glycinate, citrate, and oxide, you suddenly hold the power. You no longer depend on the marketing promises. You depend on facts. Here's the system you can use right away. First, a 60-second checklist scan, 7 simple lines on the back label. If the form and the numbers match, you're on the right track. Second, a decision tree. If your main goal is sleep and calming anxiety, glycinate should be your anchor. If digestion is your concern, citrate works better. If energy and sore muscles are your issue, malate can help. And third, a safety gate if you have kidney issues, irregular heartbeat, or take multiple medications. You must double-check with your pharmacist or doctor before adding magnesium. When seniors follow these steps, the results are often noticeable in just a few weeks: deeper sleep, fewer cramps, steadier heartbeat. Not because they started something new, but because they finally chose the right form, the right dose, at the right time. And that's the empowering part. The illusion of safety loses its grip once you know how to see through it. Instead of wasting money on empty numbers, you can invest in real health, restoring your independence, your peace of mind, and your nights of restful sleep. You now have a roadmap in your hands. The next step is turning this knowledge into a habit every time you shop, every time you choose. Because the truth is simple: when you read wisely, you protect wisely. And when you protect wisely, your heart and your sleep will thank you for the rest of your life.